AI isn't smart. You make it smart. Let me elaborate. You've been around here a little bit. You know I fangirl over Claude Code. I convinced my friends to get Claude Code, and in the beginning they were so excited, and then a couple days later they came back to me and said, Mstimaj, why doesn't my Claude Code do what your Claude Code does? The same model, the same company, but we're not getting the same results. Now, I have their backs just like I have your back, and I know I need to explain some stuff to you. I've covered the difference between agentic and generative, right? We've talked about that. I've also mentioned to you that the mass populace, or most people, are just chatting with AI on their phone. So even though those chat boxes do have agentic skills, okay? I'll be fair, they have agentic skills. They're not going to work for you and keep the context for you as consistently as they can if you actually have them as a layer on your machine, your computer. When you run AI, whether it's Claude Code, you know, ChatGPT has Codex, and Gemini by Google also has a CLI, Claude Code. So when you run AI as a layer on your computer, right, the issues you see in the chat box with it forgetting stuff or not knowing about something you talked about a while ago, they can't happen. They can't happen because you are creating your brain via files. So I'm just showing you what mine looks like, right? And the most important file is going to be down there. It's called Claude MD. I will walk you through that another time so that you can see how I set up my Claude MD. But that is what tells Claude who I am, what I'm doing, the projects I'm working on, and the rules, basically. Directives, things it cannot do, things it needs to check in with me on, and so on. So it always knows who I am because the information is in a file. That's what makes it effective. And what makes it agentic are the skills. I'm not sure if you can see it, but one of these folders is specifically skills. The other ones are plugins. Now, I use the terminal. I use Claude Code in the terminal. If you're using the desktop app, it would, all these files would be in the desktop app, not you wouldn't see them like this. They are on your computer, but you likely are not probably snooping around enough to notice that they're on your computer. Because I use the desktop app, I know exactly what's in here. I have different plugins that gives Claude Code the ability to open a browser, right? To check code for me, to do research, to go to the web and do research, to order things. I have so many skills that I would love to share with you guys so that you can see that the possibilities are endless. Anyway, guys, I hope that clears up the difference between just using the chat box and using it as a layer on your computer, where if it loses context, you kind of go, hey, what's going on? Let's talk. All right? It's in the folder in your computer, so why are you forgetting stuff, Claude? I know there will be a question about local models. Can you do this with local models? Yes, you can. But from someone who's technical, I'm going to tell you the amount of setup configuring that you need to do in order to even get a local model to do half the things that are kind of already packaged with like Claude Code. If you're not technical, that might make you rip your hair out. Okay, I'm technical, and you know, I've paused that project because it's a lot. I have other things to do right now, and Claude and Anthropic kind of package those things for you. You just go and get a skill, right? You get the skill. Somebody already did the code, the programming, and now you can use that skill for whatever it is you want to work on. Now, guys, over here, it's always forward, upward, and onward. I'll see you soon.